I found a glitch in the matrix, and it followed me home. A few weeks ago, the street I have lived on my entire life just vanished. I don't just mean from my GPS. I mean it vanished from reality. I was trapped in a loop, just a few miles from my own house, in a place that shouldn't exist. I thought I got away. I thought it was over. But now, the glitches are following me home. And I have to show you what's been happening before I'm the one who disappears next. Section 1. The street that was always there. My life, up until about a month ago, was aggressively normal, seriously. I have a 9-to-5 office job, I live in the small town I grew up in, and I drive the exact same route home every single day. For 27 years, that route has ended with a right turn onto Hickory Creek Lane. Hickory Creek Lane is one of those streets that's almost too perfect, like something out of a movie. It's lined with these huge, old oak trees that make a tunnel of leaves in the summer. Every house has a perfect lawn, and you know all your neighbors. I've lived in my house, the fourth one on the left, since I was a kid. I know every single crack in the sidewalk. I know whose mailbox is crooked. My drive home is pure muscle memory. I could do it with my eyes closed. It's a 15-minute drive I never, ever have to think about. You pass the old water tower, take a left on Miller Road, drive for 2 miles past a couple of cow fields, and then you see the sign. The simple green and white sign for Hickory Creek Lane. It's always been there, a constant. A reliable sign that I was almost home. That feeling of making that last turn. It was comfort. It was the period at the end of a long sentence. The signal to my brain that I could finally relax, that I was safe. That feeling of safety is gone now. Because 1 month ago, on a totally normal Tuesday, I took that left onto Miller Road. I drove the 2 miles I've driven thousands of times, and when I got to where my street was supposed to be, there was nothing. Section 2. The vanishing. I don't mean the road was blocked or there was construction. I mean it was gone. Where the entrance to Hickory Creek Lane should have been, the dense forest that lines the right side of Miller Road just kept going. There was no break in the trees, no asphalt, no street sign. Just an unbroken line of woods and a ditch. I slowed the car down, completely confused. My first thought was, okay, I must have messed up. Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? But that's impossible. The water tower was right behind me. This is Miller Road. I pulled over and looked at my phone's GPS. The little blue dot for my car was right there on Miller Road, exactly where it was supposed to be. But on the map, Hickory Creek Lane didn't exist. The map just showed Miller Road going on for a few more miles. My entire neighborhood, a place that's been there for 50 years, was just a blank, green space on the screen. A cold knot tightened in my stomach. This has to be a glitch, right? Some kind of huge GPS error. I turned the car around, drove back to the water tower, my heart starting to pound. I'll just reset. I'll drive the route again, and the street will be there, and I'll feel like an idiot for freaking out. So I did it. I took the left onto Miller Road, drove past the same fields, and I ended up at the same unbroken wall of trees. My street was not there. I did this 3 more times. Each time, the exact same result. The woods were solid. It felt like I was looking for a door in a wall that I knew was there yesterday. Real panic started bubbling up in my throat. I pulled out my phone again. My hands were shaking. I tried to type in my home address. Address not found. I tried my neighbor's address. It didn't exist. It It was like my little corner of the world had been surgically removed from reality. I called my mom, who lives on the other side of town. Her voice was so normal it was jarring. But then I tried to explain what was happening. "Mom, I can't get home. Hickory Creek Lane. It's not here." "What do you mean it's not there, honey? Are you lost?" "No, I'm right where it should be. But the road is gone. It's just woods." There was a pause on her end. "You sound really tired. Did you get any sleep? Maybe you just missed the turn." She had that gentle, concerned tone, the one you use when you think someone's losing it. Nobody believes you when you tell them the world is broken. We talked for a few more minutes, but it was pointless. She told me to just drive to her house and get some rest. Defeated, I agreed. I put her address into the GPS. It popped up instantly. But as I started to drive away, a new road appeared on the map. A road branching off Miller Road, right where my street should have been. It was called Blackwood Road. I have never heard of a Blackwood Road in this town in my entire life. Section 3. The Loop. Out of some morbid curiosity, I took the turn. If my street was gone, what was this thing that replaced it? The second my car turned onto that new road, the air felt different, colder. The road was narrow, and the trees on both sides were darker and thicker, their branches tangling over my head and blocking out the sun. The houses here were wrong. They were similar to the houses on my street, but off. They were all run down. Peeling paint, overgrown yards, some had boarded up windows. It was like a nightmare version of my neighborhood. I passed a house that looked so much like mine it made me sick, but it was painted a dark, sickly gray instead of blue, and the big oak tree in the front yard was dead. I kept driving, thinking the road had to lead somewhere. It didn't. It just made a perfect circle and dumped me right back out at the start, at the intersection with Miller Road. I was in a loop. I drove it again, slower this time, trying to burn the details into my brain. A rusted green mailbox with no number. A lamppost that flickered on and off, even though it was daytime. A kid's tricycle flipped over and rusting in a driveway. I checked the time. 5:45 p.m. I drove the loop again and again. Each pass, it was the same gray houses, the same dead tree, the same flickering light. I felt like a rat in a maze. The dread was so heavy, it felt like a weight on my chest. I have no idea how many times I drove around that impossible road. At some point, I just stopped the car, put my head on the steering wheel, and screamed. When I finally caught my breath and lifted my head, I looked at the clock on my dashboard. It was 8:15 p.m. Over 2 hours had just vanished, gone, in what felt like 20 minutes. Exhausted and terrified, I tried one last time. I just floored it. I drove the loop as fast as I could, my eyes blurry. I passed the gray house, the dead tree, the flickering light, and then I was blinded by the setting sun. I slammed on my brakes. I was in my own driveway. The car was off. The keys were in my hand. My front door was unlocked. I have no memory of turning onto Hickory Creek Lane. No memory of parking the car. The last thing I remember is the twilight of Blackwood Road. But there I was, home. The sky was the right color. My neighbors' houses were all correct. My oak tree was full and green. It was all real again. I stumbled out of my car and ran inside, locking every lock, shaking. Section 4. It followed me home. For weeks, I tried to convince myself it was a hallucination, a waking nightmare from stress. I checked the news for anything weird, nothing. I looked at Google Maps every day. Hickory Creek Lane was always there. I even made myself drive the route again and again. The turn was always there. Blackwood Road was gone. It was like it never even happened. But I knew it did. Because little things started to happen. Things I could explain away at first. One morning, I found this weird rock in my flower bed. A jagged piece of black obsidian. It didn't belong there. I threw it into the woods and tried to forget it. A week later, I was cleaning my garage and found a child's tricycle behind some old paint cans. It was red and rusted. It was the same tricycle from that driveway on Blackwood Road. I don't have kids. I've never owned a tricycle. That cold dread came rushing back. I dragged it out to the curb for the trash collectors, my hands shaking. My rational brain was screaming at me. A kid threw the rock. The tricycle was from the old homeowners. I clung to those explanations. I had to. But last Saturday, the explanations stopped working. I was mowing my backyard, getting close to the woods, and I saw it. Leaning against a tree, half covered in ivy, was a street sign. A rusted green and white street sign. I let go of the lawnmower and walked toward it, my heart pounding in my ears. I pulled the ivy away. The white letters were faded, but I could still read them. Blackwood Road. It's here. A piece of that place that shouldn't exist is physically in my yard. It wasn't a dream. It wasn't in my head. It's real. And it followed me. I just stared at it, the world spinning. How? How did it get here? Did I bring it with me? Is my reality being overwritten? And that's not even the worst part. Yesterday, I went back out there, back to that impossible sign. And about 20 feet away from it, right at the edge of the woods, there's a lamppost. A black, old-fashioned lamppost that doesn't belong in my neighborhood. And as the sun went down last night, I watched from my kitchen window as it started to flicker. Conclusion. That place, that loop, it's not gone. It's leaking into my world, piece by piece. The rock, the tricycle, the sign, and now the lamppost. How long before my house turns gray? How long until my oak tree dies? How long until Hickory Creek Lane is gone for good, and I'm stuck on Blackwood Road forever? I don't know what's happening, but I know it's not stopping. I had to document this. I had to show someone before whatever is happening finishes. Have you ever experienced anything like this? A glitch, a moment where reality just felt wrong? Please tell me in the comments. I really need to know I'm not the only one. And if you want to see what happens next, if I'm still here to show you, subscribe. Maybe we can figure this out together before it's too late.